Alright, so boys and grills and likens alike, let's go and check out the new Super Quantum deck and watch how easy this thing is actually to pull off. Banned towers, right? It's too hard to get over. Don't worry, we made a more consistent version of making a card where you make it and you instantly win. But that just shows you guys Yu-Gi-Oh! Is getting absolutely crazy. The field spell in this deck is crazy. Don't worry if this is going a little bit fast for you guys. We'll break it down. I'll show you guys how consistent the deck is. Basically, if you open up with the field spell, you got auto win condition. Like, some decks just don't have an answer to this. Like, everyone's going to have to main deck like this Sun and Moon Shield now. But I know that was really fast for you guys. Let's go ahead and break it down a little bit more after we check out how else you can make the deck. Because there's so many different ways you can make the actual card here, which basically says, once I've gotten enough attachments, I've basically won the game. Absolutely crazy stuff over here. The Super Quantum Mecha Lord, Great Magnus. But let's see how else we can make it. Alright, so you can see this guy opens up with like Great Horn of Heaven, Tragodia, and you're like, what the heck? Guys, don't worry what you open up with. You just really need the field spell, and then everything is okay. Because the field spell, you can activate it as many times as you want per turn. Just throw XYZs on top of XYZs, man. Your opponent will be like, wow, this is a Utopia stacker deck. But like I said, guys, as long as you have cards, you just keep on throwing them on top of them, and then you just go free XYZs, and then you're going to be able to trigger more effects over here to actually recycle. We'll break it down just in a moment here, but I just want to show you guys how consistent the deck is. I mean, look at this. He made a card where basically says, I've won the game, and then if that wasn't enough, he's able to get a card that during either player's turn, he gets to actually negate anything. And I don't blame the guy for quitting here. Like, I think anyone would quit if you got a Great Horn. Well, I don't think he knew he had a Great Horn of him, but like, once this card comes out with enough material, pretty much once it has 4 or more, it's unaffected by card effects except for Super Quantum card effects. So your opponent basically has to scoop them up. Like, this card's crazy, and again, it's kind of dumb that like we ban towers, but then like they're gonna resell us a card that has like immune to everything, and it's got a bunch of attack. Buy more cards, man. But anyways, let's go ahead and actually break it down so you guys can kind of understand the concepts of how to actually pull it off. And if you guys want to read every like monster effect, I'll put a link down below in the description box, because we basically did like a little mini kind of overview of what's available right now. And remember, guys, this is only like the brief cards that we have right now. We're probably going to get more support for this archetype in the future. Alright, so let's go ahead and go over to the log section so you guys can kind of see it over here at the full card name and like what's going on. So he activates Reason, his opponent calls 1, trying to hit that Decatron. I still think calling 3 is way better, but nonetheless, he's going to go ahead and activate the effect of the blue layer. So the blue layer has the effect, then when it's normal, actually, I'm going to go ahead and say real quickly, they all have the effect that when this card is normal or special summon, they get something. So we'll just forget about that part. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target up to 3 Super Quantum cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. You can only use each effect of it once per turn. They all have that effect that you can only activate their effects once per turn. But when they're normal or special summon, they get an effect. So he's going to go ahead and add 1 Super Quantum card. He's going to go ahead and add the Fairy over here. The Fairy has the effect that you can target 1 Super Quantum monster control. All face-up monsters become that card's level, but you're usually going to be using its effect to tribute the card to reveal 3 Super Quantum monsters with different names from your deck. Your opponent randomly selects one of them and special summon to your side of the field. Also, you can send the rest to the graveyard, and then again, you can only activate one of their effects per turn. That's pretty much irrelevant. Like, you have like 1 color of each. That's all you really need to do is get the field spell. So he's going to go ahead and activate that effect, and then he's going to go ahead and tribute itself, and then he's going to go ahead and reveal 3, and then he's going to send the rest of the 2 to the graveyard. So you reveal 1 copy of each color, so 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 red. Now the red one was special summoned, so he gets the effect that when this card is no more special, you get to target 1 Super Quantum card in your graveyard, and you get to add it to your hand. So he's going to go ahead and activate that effect. Then he's going to go ahead and trigger the other card's effect. So he's able to search out this card for free, this card actually has the effect that if this card is sent to the graveyard and discard 1 Super Quantum card, then you could draw 1 card. That's also another effect that they have, because like, you know, every monster needs like 5,000 effects now in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So he's going to go ahead and actually special summon that card, because the field spell really requires you to have like 1 of each color. So what happens is you get to discard 1 card, and if you guys want to check out everything, I guess you can slow down the replay, maybe read the log here, but I'm going to give you guys like the brief overview of it. So you get to discard 1 card, then target 1 Super Quantum Mecha Pilot, then you get to exceed on top of it. That's basically what happens. So you just keep on discarding all the cards in your hand until you have 1 color of each. And then the field spell, if it wasn't good enough already, just to let you get free XYZs, and remember guys, all these get bonus effects too. you're able to actually pop a card. Then he's able to actually take all 3 of those and then add them as material and get this card out for free. He does have to send this card to the graveyard, but it doesn't matter. You've already got all of your free effects anyways. And he's got like 5 attachments, I believe, on this right now. And so it's going to have that effect where your opponent can't add cards. It's unaffected by everything. And then it's just like, you can't play. With 3,600 deck, go ahead. But then he's going to go ahead and then XYZ with these 2. And he's going to go ahead and make the Magna Liger 0 from Zoids over here. And then his opponent is like, you know what? I'm out, man. Error occurs. I quit. Like I said, I don't blame the guy for quitting. There's times in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you just realize your entire deck just can't deal with it. So be on the lookout for these guys. They look really consistent. Like I said, if you just have the field spell, you can play triple terraforming. It doesn't matter because, again, as long as you could just discard those cards to go ahead and just XYZ on top, it doesn't really matter. Your hand can be like the worst cards ever. Heck, you can run Necrogarda, even though I don't think people are going to try to do that. This card's really cool, too. I wanted to briefly mention this card. It was used in Ultra Athletes for a while. It's called Feast of the Wild level 5. So you get to target 2 level 5 warrior-type monsters from your hand and or graveyard. Their effects are negated, and also they can't attack. So you can special summon both of them, and then you just basically get an XYZ for this guy. And then this guy has a pretty good effect. So it's once per turn during either player's turn, you can actually blow up a monster as long as you detach material. And it's got to have the Super Soldier red layer. So the red guy has to be attached to it, but it's irrelevant because, of course, that's what you're going to use to make it anyways. So, in addition to that, because this card has 2 or more material, it's once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card to shuffle 1. So you're able to destroy a monster during either player's turn. And then you have the effect that once per turn, you can detach 1 material to shuffle 1 card on the field into the deck. So, like, you could shuffle 1, and then on top of that, you're able to get rid of a monster. So they're looking pretty strong, guys. Thank you, Mr. Ray, and the other guy that sent in the replay. I appreciate it, guys. Just shows you guys how good this deck is going to be. I think we're looking at another one of those like first turn towers, can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of a deck. It looks like that's all the deck really wants to do as of right now, because their effects are pretty mediocre, and because the deck is so consistent to throw this out, why wouldn't you throw this out? And then, oh, hold on. If this card wasn't done, hold on. I forgot to mention its other effect. Its other effect is ridiculous, right? So if this card is sent to the graveyard, I don't know realistically how, unless they Moonimir Shield, maybe like an Honest or something like that. But once it goes to the graveyard, you can special summon all 3 of them back. All Super Quantum, Mecha Beast, XYZ monsters with different names, but you got 1 copy of each anyways, because they were attached to it in the first place. Oh my gosh. This is crazy, man. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. It's been your boy, Will Smith, signing out.